If you have had a baby, you know exactly what we're talking about. Thousands of women suffer from baby blues, postpartum depression, not just feeling where you've heard me cry on the phone when I had a little baby.
Well, at the drop of a hat, just anything makes you cry.
There's a growing trend that could help you out with those baby blues. Kathy Reed is an encapsulation specialist, and she does something very interesting with your own placenta. Glad you're here.
Thank you so much for having me.
She emailed us and told us about this process. Tell us what happens.
Yeah, well, you know, you can take your placenta home with you from the hospital, or if you're having a home birth, you can also store your placenta. And within a couple of days, I can come to your house, and in your own kitchen, we'll prepare your placenta and dry it with a dehydrator, and then encapsulate it. And then you end up with some capsules that pretty much end up fitting into this little jar here, your entire placenta. And so once you begin taking these, you can start to feel the effects of, you know, a lot of times on the like third to fourth day is when you start to feel a crash in your hormones.
Right.
You start to feel fatigue and a little bit of like overwhelm. And so once you start taking your own placenta capsules, that will begin to ease, and you'll actually begin to feel some relief and, you know, better mood and a little more energy, actually.
When we read the email, we had never heard of anything like this. I mean, you've heard of other cultures doing things like this, and that the placenta is actually good for you, but not that you actually come to their home and put it together. How do you do that?
Yeah, well, you know, like the process, or,
right.
Yeah. Well,
and who came up with it? I mean, who came up with the
idea? You know,
idea?
this particular method of processing placentas is an ancient traditional Chinese medicine remedy, and so it's been done for many years to help treat fatigue, and also to help with lactation to increase milk supply.
What is in the placenta that makes it better for you?
Well, it has, of course, your own iron that you're already in alignment to be able to absorb.
Which helps with energy, like you said.
Energy. And then it also has a lot of hormones. So when you become pregnant, the placenta begins to produce hormones at about 6 to 8 weeks. And so by the third trimester, you're actually producing 3 times the amount of hormones that you were beforehand. And so right after you've given birth, what will happen since you've birthed the placenta is you go from being 3 times the normal amount of hormones to being below normal, which is when that kind of baby blues begins to set in. And within about 6 weeks or so, your body will actually begin to function again and produce your own hormones, which is why that is kind of a rocky road from right after birth until about 6 weeks, as far as trying to help avoid the baby blues during that time.
Okay, we're going to get a little graphic here. So you have the placenta, like, put it in a bag and take it home from the hospital and put it in the freezer?
Yeah, well, what you want to do, and this is a good thing to know if you're just sitting on the sofa and you're wondering, I don't know if I want to do this or not, or you need more time. So you can ask the hospital to release your placenta. And the hospitals here in Salt Lake City have been awesome about that. They usually put it in some sort of a, kind of like a large yogurt container.
So they do it for you?
They will totally do it for you.
Your husband's not like, all right, honey,
no,
it's going in the bag.
You don't even have to see it.
At that point, you don't want to see it.
You're like, be done with that thing.
Totally.
Right.
And then it just goes straight into your fridge. As long as you start the process in about 2 to 3 days, you're good. And if not, then you can freeze it.
I remember, though, it's supposed to be this, you know, the happiest time of your life. Here's your new baby. And then I don't know what week it was for you, but about 4 weeks with my first. I mean, you could say, I'll be late for dinner. And I was like, you will? Why? I mean, you have no idea. Yeah. And yet you're supposed to be so happy. How soon does this start working?
I've heard people say as soon as like within an hour.
Are you kidding?
And definitely within the day. And most people within 2 days will definitely be feeling so much relief. And
how much is it for you to come to someone's house and do this process with them?
Yeah, my rate right now is $175 to do this, and it takes 2 days, about 2 hours each day. And I bring everything, because most people are like, you know, are you going to use my pots, or, you know, you need, and so no, I bring everything down.
Well, it's such a foreign idea, though. You're right. Yeah. You're thinking, okay, how does that come together? How long will I be taking them?
Yeah, well, you can take them for about 3 weeks. You can keep taking them longer than that. You'll actually start taking about 6 capsules a day, And then after about a week, you'll wean down to maybe 3 a day. And then it's pretty much as needed. And so whatever is left over, and most of the time there is something left over, you can actually freeze it and save it for when you go through menopause, or if you're going through a rough time in your life where you're having a lot of transition or even surgery or something like that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
How do people
it
contact
works.
you, Kathy?
And so you can reach me through the website, which is placentabenefits.info, and I have a bio page there that will lead you to my email address, which is kathy@placentabenefits.info.
And we'll link you through our website, abc4.com, if you want some more information. Kathy, that's fascinating.
Yeah,
I know
thank
women
you.
right now are going, good, I don't have to touch it. And
It's
she can
another
come
option.
over.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you
More
so
good
much.
things, Utah ahead. We'll be right back.